Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a special banner review of the Frigg banner that is coming on September the 1st. We'll be talking about multiple things in this video. Now during this time of the video, I was actually predicting the banners and I actually got them mixed up. I thought Claudia will be coming, then Cobb will be, but there is going to be a change with the latest review. So you're going to see my notes adjust a little bit. So Frigg is set to be the first character that will be coming after Nemesis. What I'll do is, I'll be sharing a lot of tips in terms of crafting for characters, crafting for build, whether you want Frigg for your limited banner, and how will things adjust accordingly. So stay tuned in this video, there's a lot I want to share with you guys about the new banners, and also more banners you want to save for free-to-play player. And also how should free-to-play players consider each of those banners. It is very important for me to explain a few things, including what resonance would you be running for your team, and then what DPS character would you be running for your team, and also the final supporting characters. So instead of just giving you guys the predictions of the upcoming banners, as free-to-play players, we have to think a lot of things. If you're going for Constitution 1 for a character, how will your team run, and what are the synergies and combinations of the team? So you can see I opened a lot of tabs, and I did some research, I did some learnings, so there's a lot of things I want to share with you guys. So definitely check out the timestamps for each breakdowns of the free-to-play compositions and the best banners for your team and also your synergies. Now here is a short summarized version of a video. So because we know the first banner will be Frigg, a few things will be adjusted. So I do want to come over to Frigg first. A lot of tabs were open. So Frigg is going to be an ice damage dealer, and Frigg is going to be one of the best in slot for ice teams. So notice here there will be ice teams. We'll look into resonance, we'll look into the supporting characters, but Frigg is considered to be one of the best ice characters that is available for DPS. But we do not have the ice resonance leader yet. So there's the things you need to consider. And in terms of Frigg, I do think she is going to be a banner I will be skipping. I will be sharing with you guys my free-to-play plans with Frigg. I did have a look at her and also her stats. I don't think I'll be running an ice team at the moment. I'll still go with my Vault team. But Frigg will be the first banner that will be coming, and you can see the stats of her growth, and she does have some pretty nice numbers. But personally, I don't think I'll run with her because my free-to-play gems are very limited. So what we'll do is, we'll quickly talk about the next two possible banners, which will be Cobb B and also Claudia. Now, Cobb B is going to be one of the next two banners that will be coming after Frigg. Cobb B is going to be a flame elemental weapon, and she is going to be one of the best in-slot DPS weapon for the flame weapons, as you can see over here. So coming over to Cobb B, I guess we have a quick look at her. You can see that with the first star advancement that she can deal additional damage up to 200% of attack for 2% of enemy's max HP, and this is getting her to 1 duplicate. What we want to notice with this character is that initially I thought that from this video from Lance over here, he said she could be the flame resonance, and this could be a major game changer if you do plan to build a flame team with Cobb B. But later on, I do think Ruby might be the flame resonance for global, so we're not sure at the moment for Cobb B. So she's definitely going to be a high potential flame DPS character that will be coming after Frigg, and this is one of the banners. The second banner that could be coming after Frigg is going to be Claudia, and this is one of the banners I really do want to focus on. So all of the three banners we're looking at, Frigg as the first banner, and an optional potential banner for Cobb B and also for Claudia. Claudia is a character that I potentially want to go with 1 star, so 1 duplicate of her, and this is one of the characters I want to save for her with my free-to-play build, because she is going to be a universal character that has some really nice charge, and also with 1 star of her, she can provide the whole team with up to 24% bonus attack, which can be very powerful. Later on, we'll look into the supporting characters and also new universal characters. You can see Claudia is actually on every team as a potential supporting character before one of the best supporting character Link comes in. So we'll be looking into more Claudia and also my plans to save for her for my free-to-play build for her banner, when that is likely going to be coming after Frigg between Cobb B and also Claudia. So we're still guessing on which of the banners will come next after Frigg, but it is likely those two banners are the highlights after Frigg. Because if we have a look at the Chinese side, we can see that initially we thought Claudia will be coming, then Cobb B. But with the shift of Frigg, you can see Cobb B afterwards, and it could be Ruby, but I don't think it will be Ruby. So it's likely going to be Frigg, then whether Cobb B or Claudia will be the next two banners that will be coming into the game. What I recommend for free-to-play players is save on one of the teams. If you have Nemesis, then you can consider going for Claudia, and then go for Claudia Constitution 1, and then you just have to have one standard of your weapon which will be Volt, and this will allow you to have a pretty decent team at the start of the game. And if you are going for any other elements, if you're going for Cobalt B and going for Friggs, make sure you consider the elemental team that provides elemental resonance. Yes, a lot of terms that I want to explain to you guys. So let's get deeper into this video. I want to explain more, because there is very little use if I just tell you guys the banners if I don't explain how should you build a team for free to play and how should you use your crystals wisely. So first we explain things, then we talk about which team would I go for, and this should be more helpful for you guys. Now before we start, I would like to say a big thank you to Setters, and over here I did learn a lot from Lance over here, so big thank you to them for sharing their knowledge of Tower of Fantasy. So before we start anything guys, I do want to highlight the first thing we want to notice is things to consider as a free-to-play player. So the first thing is, as a free-to-play players, our crystals are very limited. We can't go for everyone. So the guide provided over here by Citrus is actually very nice. So what he's trying to explain is you need one elemental resonance. So to have an elemental resonance, something like Nemesis have Void resonance. So she's going to be in the Void team. She will provide him with increased Void damage, and this is going to be important. Similarly, other characters that have Flame Resonance over here, you can see Ruby has Flame Resonance, and over here Saki have Ice Resonance, and finally Laya has Physical Resonance. So it is very important for you to build a team, any team, free to play or well or pay to win teams, you need the resonance. So here I have listed the resonance of the team of characters that are available in the game. So currently we have Volt with Nemesis. After that, we'll be looking for the release of Flame with Ruby, Ice with Saki, and also Physical with Laya. But those resonance characters are not released in the next 3 banners. Very likely, they won't release them that soon, but they'll be releasing the DPS characters for those elements. Now that you consider the resonance of the team, the next thing people will consider is going to be the second one, the DPS of the element. So let's say if you have the Flame Resonance with Ruby, you'll be going for someone that also is a flame damage dealer, and this case will be actually Cobalt B, and this is going to be the second upcoming banner that is coming into the game. And this takes our notes over here to understand what are the best in slot limited banner DPS characters that will be coming. So for Void, I do believe this character, I can't even pronounce her name, Bakakuri. So Bakakuri, I do believe this character is actually like an event character. I'm not sure if this character will be coming in a event method. So currently we're not sure if this is going to be a banner character for Void. But every other character, Cobalt B, Frigg, and also Claudia, those are the best in slot damage dealing DPS characters of the element. So this is when you can understand the banners a little more. So the next Claudia character is actually running on the physical team as the best physical damage dealer. And on top of that, for Claudia, she does have a special effect that after getting her to Constellation 1, so 1 star of 1 duplicate, she will provide the whole team with attack percentage bonus. And this makes her almost universal. So this takes us to the third slot of your team. So the third slot is usually reserved for universal characters that provide attack percentage for the team. You can see the sword over here. This is going to be Claudia, so Claudia is also over here. So you can see the sword universal, and you can see there's a bow with Tashiba, I believe. Yeah, Tashiba is also universal. So those 2 characters, they have a universal buff for the team to increase attack. Tashiba with 1 star will increase the team's damage by up to 15%. And similarly, if we come over to Claudia, if you get her to Constellation 1, so 1 duplicate, she will increase the team's damage up to 24%. And those characters are considered the supporting characters that you want to be looking for. And one thing you can see from this guide is one of the famous support I want to mention is going to be Ling. So if we come over to Ling, and you can see that she has some really nice numbers. So Shatter is 11.5, Charge is 11.5. Those are massive compared to any other character. Not that Frigg doesn't have them high stats. So Ling is considered one of the higher tier support for almost every team. And we'll be talking about her very soon. You can see that one of the highlight characters that for free-to-play players, if we want to save for her, it is best we start saving for her, and we can even go for higher constellations, because she can run pretty much on all the teams, and she's going to be a major slot for the supporting character. So now that we understand a little bit of the team building, let me just recap everything. First, for your team, elemental teams, you want the elemental resonance, and those will be the characters that will give you elemental resonance. So Nemesis, Ruby, Saki, and Laya. After that, you want your best in slot DPS characters. Now let's say if we do not have the best in slot characters, the alternatives are also listed over here, so we can see the alternatives. And you can see if you have those alternative standard characters, like for Nemesis, Samir currently is actually very good with her because we do not have the limited banner character. And also for Crow. So you can see the listing and also the method over here. So you read it downwards. This is the resonance character. Those are the DPS characters. And the little green ones are the limited banner characters. The yellow ones are the standard banner characters. And the red ones are alternatives that you can use just on the get-go. And finally, for the characters that will be on the supporting side, those characters will provide us with bonus damage. So we mentioned about the standard character that is going to be Toshiba with Constellation 1 or C1. And after that, Claudia with C1 will provide 24% attack buff. And Lin seems to be the perfect support for any build. And of course, I think I can just use Nemesis for the heals, right? So those are some of the things we need to consider before we look at the banners. And I do think it's quite important for us to understand this. And then we will consider how many constellations or duplicates of characters would you be going for. Because if you go for characters who have one constellation that gives them a massive buff, for Nemesis, this will be the heal. For Claudia, she can be universal on any team. So the next banner that is coming with Claudia, if you do plan to go for her, try to go for her with Constellation 1. And that means you want to get one copy of her and then one duplicate. And this will be the best approach for free-to-play players. Because if you're free-to-play, and if you're going for a universal character that fits on all the teams, this can be really good. And it is likely she will be retired after you get the Lin with the fan character, the weapon over here. So those are things that we want to consider. And from this kind of approach, we can see, we can also wait for the reruns of characters. So maybe we don't need to go beyond Constellation 1 for certain characters. And after 3 to 4 months, if we look into the banners, we can see that some of the characters will have a rerun. So you can see Nemesis over here and also Nemesis over here. So the time gap is about 4 months between that. And finally, it is very important to consider limited characters like Lin, who will be universal and also limited. And, by the time she comes close in the Chinese patch, she came close after, about, 7 or 8 months after release. So we won't have her very soon. Maybe after 5 or 6 banners, she may be coming. I'll give you guys a warning ahead of time and we'll start to prepare for her because she will be massive when she comes into the gameplay. And most players will switch their supporting players into her because of her versatility and also her abilities. Now, as mentioned earlier, it is likely I will be skipping Frigg, and basically I don't think I'll be running an ice team because I don't have enough ice weapons, and I don't think I'll have enough of the currencies of free to play to run this through. I do have one of the ice weapon that is Ice Arrow here with Toshiba, but I don't think I'll be going for Frigg. It is likely I'll be skipping her banner. So in order to explain what I plan to do with my free-to-play gems and also what banners I'll go for, I'll try to explain a little more over here on the next part for you guys. Now finally, what are my recommendations for a free-to-play player? Currently, I'll show you guys myself in-game. I have 81 Flame Gold and I am planning to get Nemesis to Constellation 1. And then what I'm going to do is, I will see how much of the crystals I can save for Claudia. If I can save enough for maybe 120 summons, then I will consider going for Claudia only. So I'm going for 120 summons of Claudia for Constellation 1. I want one copy and also one duplicate. If I cannot save that much crystals for this summon, I will be skipping her and probably skipping a few of the other characters. I'll focus on my Vault team and I'll be saving for additional Void characters, and then meanwhile I'll use my standard characters like over here, like Samir, who I happened to just got her to 1 star as well, very lucky of me, and because I missed Nemesis. So I was going for the Nemesis banner, I actually got Samir for my 80 of the guarantee SSR. So a little sad I didn't get my Nemesis on 80, and here I got Samir. So I probably go for the Void team. If I'm going for the Void team, and with Constellation 1 for my Nemesis, after that I won't be going for more Nemesis unless later I go for a rerun. I'll be aiming to get my flame weapon. Basically, I'll use the Crow for now, Scythe of Crow, as my shadow weapon. I'll use Samir for my DPS. I'll be waiting for the Void team, and then I'll be waiting for the release of Lin. So I'm only focusing on a few characters and focusing on the Void team for now, because that is the easiest to save up for and probably the cheapest. And then, if I do get Claudia to Constellation 1, I can then consider switching out of my Crow. and this still allows me to use Crow for flame bonus attack, but other times Lane will become much more useful with a bonus damage. So my goal is very limited, so I'll be considering going for Claudia. Now I'll be saving and skipping 2 of the banners with Cobalt B and also Frigg. And then I'll be waiting for the release news of Lane and saving a lot for her, and waiting for the reruns of Nemesis. So notice that for free-to-play approach, I'll probably be going for 1 out of the 3 banners that will be coming, and only if I can get 120 of the summons. If I can't get her to C1, I probably won't even go for Claudia, because I don't plan to go with a physical team. I'm limiting my team on the Void Elemental team because right now I do have Nemesis, and I can get her to C1 very soon. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel and for more content related to Tower of Fantasy. I'll be looking into more free-to-play content, and I've tried to look into minimum spending or no spending method to clear the game and also achieve the highest amount of free currencies and also free-to-play, characters and also weapons in the game.